Mateus. How's it going? Kind of a neat coincidence tonight. Our game developer has the same first name as you. They called me and told me they want to see me in their office after interview, so that might mean they want to offer a job. Nice. Congrats. Well, pre-congrats. I mean, that's all good news. Yeah. Right. I want to thank Eponia over on Twitch for the auto host. Starting here in about 2 minutes. Name in English is Matter, Matthew. Yeah, I figured that. Probably. I'm probably mispronouncing your name. Is it something more like Mechus? I always thought it'd be more like Mateus, but maybe I'm wrong. Very likely butchering names. Switch over to the card. I want to thank John KY Blue on Twitch for the auto host. Appreciate it very much. That John, goodness, feels like it's almost a year now. Met him over on Echo of Soul, and he plays a number of games on his channel. You can find him over on Twitch, John KY Blue. Lots of good stuff, and he's on my auto host list too, so if you're watching on Twitch, time to time you will see him. Anyway, we need to get into the show. We're going to go ahead and stop the music. There we go. All right. Let's get into it. Tonight on the Friday free game feature, we have Submachine Universe. It is a point-and-click adventure. For what I could tell, it has something to do with AI and maybe the future. It's a little hard to tell, but I think that's what it's about. Developed and published by Matthias Skutnik. Hope I did not butcher that name too roughly. Oh, okay. It runs on Windows, Mac, Linux, pretty much anything that runs Flash. It is a Flash game. You can find it over on itch.io. So let's get started with Submachine Universe. Get loaded here. I need to... There we go. This is what I want to do. There. And let's make sure. Yeah, that looks good. I think that looks fine. Okay. Yeah, I think we're set now. Make sure everything looks good there. Yes, yes, and yes. All right. So let's get started. Submachine Universe. New game. So I'm guessing all the things that some kind of a switch, 3 switches. Not sure what that is. Is that a litter box? They have a cat. Notebook. Huh. Ah! You can write notes. That is very good. Okay, we're in some kind of bunker, maybe? Not sure. If this is too loud, make sure to tell me, and I'll turn it down. Looks like there's a ladder, and there might be a... Ooh, door. Looks like a... What is this, a bathroom? Kinda looks like a bathroom. Yeah, it's a bathroom. Oh, we can take a... we picked up soap. So the lights, apparently. It's a pretty small bathroom. Wait, the toilet is all the way down there? Does that make any sense? Why would you put the toilet all the way down here? Like, to wash your hands, you've got to climb a ladder. That's got to be one filthy ladder. I need to wash my hands again. There we go. That's got to be a very filthy ladder. What about this ladder? Whoa. Is this some kind of a generator? Guess we'll turn things on. Maybe something was turned off. Looks like a microphone. Can't really do anything with it. Let's go down this ladder. Ooh, is this a computer? Hello, computer. Bidding. Subloc Connect. Lab facility. 32M. I assume this is something we're going to probably need. Let's write some numbers down. Actually, where was this at? Lab facility number 32M. At lab facility number 32_M, right? Yeah. Right, 000051. Let's write these down. Zero 76541. Right, 51. Six 28642. Okay. Soap. Scrub the computer clean. No. Unusual. Very unusual. Let's see. Is there anything over here? Ooh. Ooh. What is this thing? Looks like Bender. Oh, we're gonna put our numbers in? Ooh, okay. Well, 000 didn't do anything. Try 051. Oops. Ooh, what happened? Oh, that's creepy. Creep sound. Oh, did we go somewhere we weren't supposed to? This looks bad. Ooh, this is creepy. Looks like we're in a dungeon. The heck is that? Some kind of grid. 1 through 6, 1 through 6. XYZ. Serpentos. Whoops. Hold on a minute. The heck is this? Spheres. XYZ. XYZ. Or. Well, that is creepy. It's a little bit loud. I'm going to try to turn it down just a little bit. Let me see if I can. Oh, it's just off or on. Alright, let me turn this down just a little. It's a little too loud for me. Let's go right about there. Okay. So, maybe this has to do with us teleporting. So those are coordinates that we teleported to. Now, what was over here? Oh, that's weird. What do they call those? Ouroboros? Something like that? The snake eating its tail? And this looks like a Masonic symbol? Are we playing the Secret World again? Is this accidentally a Secret World game? What do we got here? 1. Oh, we can click on it. Oh, it looks like we can click on it. It says 2. At the bottom here, it says 2. 1. But it's 1, but it says 2. 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. 9, 1, 7. 5, 2, 3. Maybe. 5, 2, 3. 9, 1, 7. 523 question mark. Mason. 917 question mark. Mason. Hey, Skitty. How are you doing? We are playing some weird game. It's a point-and-click adventure called Submachine Universe. We got teleported. Accidentally, we did it to ourselves. We put a number into a machine. And I'm pretty sure we're playing the secret world now. Because there's like a Masonic symbol here and one of them snake things. Ouroboros or something. It's kind of creepy. We're in this, like, dungeon. This is the machine. We typed some numbers into it. We found these numbers on a computer. And we apparently were at 00 at Lab Facility 32M. Okay, that music's still pretty loud. At least for me. Blaring my ears here. Yeah, okay. Alright. Ooh, what's over here? An old chair. Puzzle games. Missed online. Ooh, live. Live, huh? I don't know. I like puzzle games to an extent. I played Siberia a few months ago. With an S-Y, Siberia. And then I played Siberia 2 on one of the Fridays because it was a free game during Origin. Had it for free once. This just takes us back. All right, let's look. What are these? Are these notes? Oh boy. Excuse me. Written by Zerpentos, preface. Despite an abundance of theories and an occurrence of much research and exploration, the submachine remains a mystery. This still sounds loud. My goodness. Let's see. Okay, let's see if... Put it right about there. Siberia. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, they're just highlights. I don't think I had the full things up. But they're there. But they're, you know, like I said, they're just highlights, really. The stream was where all the good stuff really, you know, where all the longer stuff happened. Oh, can we click on this? Exploration? Oh, no, it's just the notes behind it. Okay. Submachine remains a mystery. A few studies have addressed the technological and mathematical features of the submachine and the subnet. The essay will examine the historical development from a generally mathematical perspective, conclusion from this account. History and development. In order to construct an account of the history, let's define the submachine as a terminal with a coordinate input. Coordinate is set and a button is pressed. The algorithm is executed and the user is transported to the location. Essentially, the submachine is a teleportation device, a portal. The definition of the essay uses, but note that a submachine could also be collective for a location that a portal is situated in. Root submachines. The first was established in 1904 by an unnamed scientist. Decades past, technology was primitive. Despite this, the scientist was able to create something that was far ahead of the 20th century. The first has been given the name of the Root, based on qualitative observations located in a large underground cavern, hence the name Submachine, submerged machine. Features of the Root include a lighting system connected in series, speakers, microphones, cables, and the much-studied observation room. This room was presumably installed much later on in the 50s due to the availability of video technology. Nevertheless, we see a lack of artificial intelligence and instead a large array of devices with specific tasks that is designed to be used manually by humans. Something else to note is the kinds of devices in use work in conjunction as of infrastructure for a testing environment. Could the submachine have been a human project? Are we human? Now I wonder. We then have the excuse me. We then have the actual submachine. It is a device located in the middle of the initial chamber, which setting a set of two variables, x and y, of Cartesian coordinates. Cartesian, is able to teleport the user to a specific location, determined by the input, which is done via a set of 6 cipher plates. Oh, that'd be that grid we saw, right? 1 through 6. If there are 6 plates and 2 possible combinations, there must be a maximum of 43 locations traveled to. The sets of ordered pairs. Oh, okay, right. Huh. These sets are only found in the first quadrant of the two-dimensional plane, QI. This implies the first submachine does not encompass negative coordinates, therefore cannot expand its functions of Q1 into Q2, Q3, and Q4. What? Oh, the other quadrants, right. It is evident that the first submachine functions in a very systematic manner, for example, using A as the left and B as the right. User inputs A equals 0, set x to 0, xy, right? User inputs B equals 0, set y to 0, xy, from database 0, 0, origin, send user to origin. That's how we refer to the first submachine as the root submachine and treat it as a type of submachine. XYZ machines, more familiar to us, is the 3-coordinate, more compact, independent, and a larger range of function. It is no longer attached to large sets of cables or pipes, but rather functions on its own. This suggests that it has a built-in power source. Furthermore, it encompasses 3 coordinate variables, x, y, z. Like the root, the newer one can function only in quadrant 1, no negative support, but now is a 3-dimensional plane, a far larger magnitude of locations encompassing, as shown by A, B, C, or X, Y, Z. 257, send user to 257. I wonder if we should put that in our notes, 257. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so 257. Another interesting feature to note about both models is they support a maximum coordinate value of 9 or less. The root model can potentially exceed this feature, provided there is evidence of more than 9 types of plates. Location 553 suggests such a possibility, as it has space for 12 cipher plates. All right, 257, 553. Let me write these down. 257. I'm going to say these are from a note. 553 notes. Then there was something about 12 cipher plates. Let's see, where did we leave off? Here. It's necessary to consider the loop, which is theorized to be the true form of the submachine. What is interesting about the loop is that it is an incredible step ahead of past submachine technology. Though we do not teleport from coordinate to coordinate, we move around in the coordinates as shown to us by a device we pick up. Even though this coordinate system functions only on a 2-dimensional XY, it features a domain of XZ and a range of YZ, meaning it expands infinitely both directions. We now have a system that supports all 4 quadrants. In addition, the human authorship we perceived earlier now seems to start diminishing. It becomes possible the loop is not a creation of man, but the submachine itself. Take the defense system area as another example. Finally see a fully fledged 3-dimensional and XZYZ system when viewing the subnet infestation map. Logically assume that the core, notated C, is the origin. So we have an infinite expanse in both positive and negative directions. Prove the 3-dimensional concept for a final instance. We can examine the grid that appears before we leave for the subnet defense system in the S1 move. The grid shows 3 axes, clearly XYZ, indicating 3-dimensional travel path. The mover itself travels on Z. It is evident that over time, humans departed from the submachine, more self-maintaining system. It's unclear whether the humans or the machine itself developed the AI that is observable in the edge. But the point is that the AI exists, whereas the root was clearly maintained by humans. Such human-based system is no longer necessary in the edge. Instead, self-updating graphs and various algorithms, protocols, can be found in binary layers of the subnet defense system. It's able to collect results and behave accordingly as dictated by protocols. However, because the system can be accessed by physical terminals, some form of maintenance must still occur. It's no doubt performed by subbots, function systematically, integral to the maintenance infrastructure of the defense system, form of identity cards, personal identification numbers, entry points, connection pod terminals. In certain moments, the binary program can request assistance with repairing a function. It cannot fix itself and requires external aid. In expansion, subbots are known to visit XYZ coordinates. Sure, everything is functional. Are we a bot then? Evidence of this can be found in location 947, where a pipe breakage has caused a loss of 20% of sub-energy harvested from a wisdom gem. Okay, 947, let's... 947, something about a pipe break and a wisdom gem. No clue what the hell this is. Okay. Far down were we? Here. A subbot has left a report in that location specifying details. It is unknown what will occur afterwards. It's likely the event is recorded in a large library or archive in the edge, or perhaps even in the core. Absolute and relative coordinates. This essay postulates two kinds of coordinate systems, absolute and relative. Absolute are the ones that the three variable machines make use of. Relative are positions relative to an absolute. Legacy of the root. But the root machine was not totally abandoned after newer submachines came into play. An example is required to illustrate. The absolute coordinate for the root is redacted. However, relative to itself, the root is 0, 0. Cipher plates allow movement from this relative origin to other points. They could be used to move to a location like 1, 2, although 1 would be 1 X unit and 2 Y units away from origin. They would still be in redacted. This suggests that XYZ coordinates are not point locations, but instead cubes or spheres of volume. Whether each different absolute coordinate has different plate designs or not is unknown. However, this would not matter since different root submachines are totally independent of each other. I'm wondering if the cipher plates are the different screens we're going to. We move back and forth. Cipher plate terminals have been found in other coordinates since the commencement of the subnet. Such coordinates include redacted, 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 redacted. Loops. Loop and loops in general function via absolute and relative coordinate subsystems. Relative origin spans infinitely x and y relative to the origin. Each individual loop is located in a large 2- or 3-dimensional infinite grid. Teleportation is activated when in the loop. The device, it is possible that it selects a random absolute and teleports the user there. The subnet is an array of independent locations interconnected by teleportation devices called submachines. It's based on several coordinate planes, infinitely expanding X, Y, and Z. Human Project was once a human project which became more advanced and self-maintaining. Currently, all exploration is done in Quadrant 1. If the spherical model of the submachine is correct, more advanced submachines with negative coordinate support will allow the other 3 quadrants to be explored. Teleportation device functions on coordinates. Developed over time. It was first 2-dimensional and had a finite range, 3-dimensional and developed XYZ, absolute and relative coordinates. Relative are combinations of cipher plates. Each absolute coordinate may have its own set of relatives. It can expand indefinitely. Humans created it and were central in its early stages. They developed and eventually left it, and independently grew to maintain itself and expand on its own. Most submachines, the edge and perhaps the core, are maintained by subbots. But any other researchers and theorists attributed or pointed out any flaws? Okay. Well, that's a lot of exposition. Is that the only... Yeah. Written by Zerpentos. That's the guy or the name we saw earlier. What do you guys think? Is this weird or what? I guess we should put in another coordinate. Let's wait on these, because these are all very questionable. We just did 051, right? So we go to 076. It's kind of yellow place. Oh, you know what? We should probably write some notes. Well, that would be 000, and we'll put lab start area. And this was, I'm gonna call it a dungeon, and then Zerpentos notes. Alright. 076 is where we're at now. Looks like the only way we can go is down the ladder. Sure of a dirt road, huh? Okay. We can go down, we can go left, we can go right. Let's go down the ladder some more. Ooh. More notes, more drawers. Can we open the drawer? No. Some kind of a projector? Oh boy. Hold on just a minute. Is that a separate... No. Okay. Submachine theory. Written by Death Road. What if Mur is just the name that the submachine has taken on for itself? Mur. Going along with the absorption theory, people who are dead and absorbed into the submachine. When Mur originally was a person, which we are sure he was because he had arms, he was searching the subnet, but what appears to most people happened to him. Or what happens to most people happened to him. He lost sense of what he was doing, where he was, and anything else. Amnesia. As he lay dying, the submachine began to absorb him alive. And since he was still alive, he fought the machine and then infused with it. And he could control anything, anywhere in the subnet. And that is how he could see that you did a good job in S4, like it says in the end. 3 greater than 5. Okay. Mur. 3 greater than 5? Right? Strange. Guess we'll leave that on. Let's go... Let's see if we can figure out where that laser thing... Oh, we can't go down. A button. Oh, a plate that says 304. 304. Plate from 076, right? Yeah. And a button, but we don't know what the button did. Safe haven theory written by Death Road. Submachines are based in the future, not necessarily the far future, but they are designed for the oncoming World War III or some major catastrophe. Most likely dealing with some war because humans would need time to build this. If it was designed for war, this would mean it'd need a fair bit of technology to start with. The knowledge of some catastrophe came to the forefront. Major powers of the world, most likely consisting of US, UK, Russia, Germany, Japan, and China, used the efficient technology they already had to develop giant superstructures in their nations that would be built for protection. Okay. So there would not be a stop to global economy. They needed a way to get in and out of these places at ease. There are teleporters scattered throughout the submachines. Submachines are safe havens built underground, built using sophisticated AI. This is necessary so that it could know when there were threats in the outside environment and know how to counteract them. They should try and harm the submachines. As you know, AI can build on itself. First, it had the AI to counteract threats. Now it has the AI to build on its own existence. Expansion theory. Once the threat of the war or catastrophe was over, people left and went back to their normal everyday lives or activities, back in normal homes. And the massive superstructures were forgotten. Now there are teams exploring these places along with Murtaugh's help, or pretended help. It uses the expansion theory, and it says that nobody has really used them in time enough to remember them. Nobody has really used them in time enough to remember them. So since it is AI and realizes there are no humans, there's no need to create bathrooms and sofas, but you do see many chairs in the lab. That's part of it that we are pretty sure was built by humans. And both S4 part of the lab and S5 have bathrooms. 1 greater than 8. 1 greater than 8. Okay. Oh boy, more stuff. Human target theory. Humans have been entering the subnet constantly, but as they make it through and into greater areas, they are destroying the submachine or changing the submachine to where its AI is disturbed. In this reason, the AI has grown weary of humans and has tried to eradicate any human who enters it using the defense system. This theory uses Void's theory over defense systems protecting from unwanted teleportations. They're obviously used in most of the game by us. This assumes that we are human. That doesn't sound good. 2 greater than 7. Does this do anything? Apparently not. Can't seem to go any farther. That's it. Oh, wait, what? What the heck is going on there? How do we turn a laser on down there and it's up here? And how is it going around that? Okay, I'm confused. Let's go to 541. Alright, I see another plate. 218. 218 plate from 141. Oops. 1. Satellite dish? Alright, so we got some monitors. There's another number, 757. Are there any other numbers here? Hold on. $757. How unusual. What do you guys think of this? Isn't this strange? Hey, wait a minute. Okay. Thought my mic was broke for a second. I'm fine. No number on this one. There's a bird. It's a good sign. Is that all that's here? Yeah, I guess so. So that was, this is 541, right? Satellite dish screens. So we're gonna go to 551. There's another plate. This minus 89? Or this 89? Oh, here's another note. This minus 89? We're at 551. Is it trying to tell us to subtract? I don't know. Let's write it down, though. Let's just put plate at 551 is this 89. Hey, Jennifer. How are you doing? Alright, let's see what this note says. This looks really broke. Document number hidden at position hidden. Great. Recorded by research team Claro, Section 4, Sector 4. Dear Professor, recently made an astonishing discovery. Evidence shows the submachine is made in a way it can be navigated 3-axis portal, believed to be created for subbots. The elements are all here for traveling throughout the subnet in any direction. However, we're missing a key factor: time. Although we do not have conclusive evidence, it is our belief the submachine may be able to manipulate time. As we know, submachine is able to expand at an astonishing rate. This expansion is like anything we can see possible by a machine. Granted, the submachine is no ordinary machine. We think one answer to this unexplainable rate of growth is the submachine itself can affect time. If it can slow down time, it can have the ability to repair itself, build on itself, and expand faster than would appear to a human. So it can grow, big deal. The real factor about this is that if it has this much time, it can build up its defenses. Although this data is unconfirmed, be ready, leave notes, prepare yourself for everything. We're currently testing our theories at the root, as it seems to be the least affected by time manipulation, being that it continues to deteriorate at a normal rate. Oh, good. Good to hear. Very nice. Documented by co-head of research team Claro, the Void. Second contact, estimated time, undetermined coordinate, document number hidden, recorded. We figured the time has a time factor change ability, approximately some crazy amount of stuff. Transmission failure, unable to unscramble and decrypt data. 747. Alright, so this is the place with the, I don't know, pipe, plate, just say plate, minus 89. I guess we will move on to 628. Some hieroglyphics. It's kind of cool. Go left, we can go right. Let's go left. Ooh, okay. Got some yin-yang symbols. We got another note. We got a plate that says this minus 229. We got some candlesticks to look at. Let's look at the candlestick. No, okay. We don't need to look at it. It means we move over. Let's see. This minus 229. We are currently at 628. I'll put plate minus 229. Then I'll make sure to re-reference it here. Plate at 628. It reads this dash 229. I don't know if it's minus, if it's just a dash. I would assume it's a minus. Maybe we're doing some math problems then. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Very odd. Alright, let's read this. Dimensional pathway theory, written by AK. Have you noticed the way submachines are structured? Appear to be more organically developed than built by our hands. In addition, they seem to thrive in the region of darkness that cannot be entered easily. Somehow the submachines still have physical connection between lands where we can still walk about, possibly within different dimensions. This leads me to theorize the submachine's initial purpose was to grow and tap into other dimensions, acting and thriving within darkness as physical path for people to walk on and enter the unexplored dimensions. Reasons unknown, the submachine net seems to have gone out of control, growing and tapping into more dimensions constantly. If left unchecked, submachines could fill every corner of void between dimensions, forcibly destroying dimensional barriers and warping physical reality to unnatural states of existence. Or not. Submachine might be more than an elaborate machine of unnatural organism, also almost like a metaphor of perspection of our reality. I wonder if anybody still alive here has any better ideas of submachine's function. So the submachine could very well have warped reality. Strange little plate. Valve. Then there's a number 7 with 3 dots. Not clickable. Oh, we took the valve. Okay. Oh, unusual. There's a button. Let's hit the button. Uh-oh. We just went somewhere else. Hope we can get back. I mean, we could hit the button again, but let's not. Let's look around here first. It's a big wheel. Like bricks. 245. Two, 4, 5 on a big wheel. Two, 4, 5. A big red wheel. Let's hit the button. So that just goes to some little subspace area. How weird. Alright. I think this is the last number we had from the computer. 642. Some kind of little clockwork room. Many gears. C. The C, it says. Clockwork. C plate. Put the valve on there? No. Alright. Well, now we get to start going to some of these other places. 523. At least that... Now, we don't know if that's actual or not, but we saw something like that. Let's see what happens. Actually, can we save? Apparently not. Well, this took us somewhere. Some kind of a lever kind of thing. Statue. Oh! Look at that. There's like... Wait a minute. We point at them, they poke out. That was creepy. So, this place has statues. Wait. Ooh, what's this? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3... 277. I'm guessing that's coordinates 277. I'm not sure though. It's either that or it's like, you know, playing Hangman and you got to figure out what the thing is. Seven question mark words. Actually, we'll just put on statues. Damn, thing's kind of creepy. Weight stone. A weight stone, huh? Are we allowed to go over here? Maybe we're not allowed to go past this. But I would imagine the weight stone, we might be able to use the weight stone. What if we put the weight stone on this lever? Aha! What is this? Something that's broke. Plasma vial. Plasma vial. With lenses. And a button. Huh. Well, let's put this in the notes too. I'm just going to say lenses. How highly unusual. Can't seem to interact. All we can do is switch thing. It's almost like we want to put something inside the lenses. Huh. Are we gonna need this? No, looks like we don't need the weight stone anymore. Okay. $9.17. Whoa. It's like we're in a place with tubes. Boy, that feels like a core, huh? Let's go up. Oh boy. There's 3 little dots here. Oh no, what is this mess? Oh no, we're gonna get lost. Ooh, wisdom gem. Can we yoink it? We just yoinked a wisdom gem. I don't know what that does, but we... Oh, does this go around? Okay, that's not too hard to understand then. So we could put the wisdom gem in the other thing. It was in... Oh, we turned the machine off. It was in this one. Wait a minute. How odd. Won't go in there. Well, it was in this one. Let's put it in this one. Ooh, what's this? Portal Working Theory, written by Smart Guy 5000. I have a theory about the entire structure and locations of the submachines relative to each other. Say the portal system really does have meaning to the coordinates. There are 3 XYZ allowing us left, right, forward, backward, up, and down. Maybe the central portal works outward from all these other portals. This implies that the number of coordinates would seem to be infinite. The people who created the portals only have a portion of the network explored. As well, it only covers half of a sphere, not taking negative coordinates into account. Or it is independent from the portal you are dialing to. Either that or the portals are numbered relative creation, implying the human explorers created and placed them. Retreat. Smart Guy minus 4989. $4989, but then there's 5,000. Smart guy. 5,000. Then there's a minus. What was it? 4989, right? How very odd. I assume that's the same. Oh, hey. Took us a different place. Same thing there. I would assume this is... So we can get the note, but we can't turn on the machine. Unusual. Let's see. Where was this? This was 917, right? Let's say the... I don't want to say... What would that be? We'll say Wisdom Gem. This gem. And we'll say round. It's kind of like it goes round and around. All right, 257? Something we saw in notes. Apparently that did not work. We're not allowed to go there. Try 553. That worked. So 257 didn't work. Spot to the left, and we got a ladder. Let's go left. The plate, this plus 439. Okay, so now I am thinking that there's... Now I am thinking that it's something to do with actual addition subtraction. Where are we at? We're at 553. Something about 12 cipher plates here. And then there's 553. Okay. At 553, it's a plate. It says this plus 439. You guys are awful quiet. Are you just mesmerized by this? Trying to take it all in? It's unusual, isn't it? Pipes or something? I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. We saw another one of these, but it had a 7 in the, and this was lit up. So maybe we got 87 something. Eight, 7. I'm gonna put an underscore there for a blank. Some kind of a hidden coordinate. Ooh. Waveform collapse expansion theory. Takuya Nico. Exhausted, the batteries in the recorder are about dead. On creation, it had to have began with the root, maybe a project being worked on there. It is likely they were experimenting with technology beyond understanding. Said technology emits an energy. Wisdom crystals, possibly. They managed to stabilize the waveform energy wave for the use of powering whatever they were working on until there was an accident. In theory, they were working on the submachine, but the submachine's existence may be a result of the accident itself. Your conjecture. The accident occurred, everything fell apart, the laws of space and time, possibly the laws of physics. In summary, the energy waveform collapsed. Now there are two very different ways to think of this. I'm unsure which one is correct. First, we have the collapse idea. Accurate visualization. Reminds me of Shadowgate. Yeah, it's one of them, like, creepy point-and-click adventures, only we just haven't, like, instantly died from something. Accurate visualization, a massive star, such as the sun, lasts a long time, but when it dies, it goes supernova, collapse to a black hole. Of course, it could also turn into a neutron star, but for the sake of theory, let's pretend it goes into a black hole. That is what the energy waveform did when it collapsed. It became something like a black hole and created something of a parallel world. Personal belief is the parallel world exists. Parallel worlds exist, but on different waveform frequencies. The submachine is no different. Both ideas follow the concept. The machine exists in the same space as the rest of the world, except a different frequency. The collapse idea has one big difference. It's possible that it punched through and is sucking things in, likely random without rhyme or reason. Sucked in, they get warped by the machine itself. This would mean that beyond the edge would be an event horizon. Of course, this is following the concept that the submachine is sucking things in. Then we have the other concept, expansion idea. That follows the idea that when the energy waveform collapsed, it caused an explosion of immaterial energy. Visualization for this would be the Big Bang, which created the universe itself. It's causing the submachine to expand randomly exponential, creating different places and areas eternally. The loop would be this in its purest form, infinite, eternal, constantly expanding. Of course, both of these have a downside. If the submachine keeps expanding, whether through its own creation or sucking things in, eventually it will reach a critical mass and collapse on itself. After that, one of several things could happen. First, it would collapse and cease to be. That's all she wrote. Second, it could create a massive explosion that would destroy the submachine and a good chunk of the world. Finally, there's the absolute worst case scenario, where the energy released in the explosion takes out the Earth, assuming the submachine is still in the same space as Earth, not somewhere halfway across the galaxy, a couple planets around the Earth, and proceeds to cause the sun to go supernova, thus dooming the solar system. Although, to be perfectly frank, the second and third are highly unlikely. The most likely is the machine will cease to exist, as will everyone in it. What a wonderful idea. Now, if the expanding or sucking things in, there's obviously an epicenter, such as an earthquake. That central point is where everything is happening from. Just a theory. But if the cause can be deactivated or destroyed, it could momentarily create an escape point from the submachine to whatever space we're sharing with right now. Stabilizing the waveform somehow, though unlikely, could also do the trick. Given that the epicenter is the cause of this, discontinuing its existence would be almost the same as the submachine reaching critical mass, only it would just destroy the submachine and nothing else. Although it's possible that it will just bring a halt to all expansion, that is a rather appealing concept. Amnesia in the submachine itself. It has been noted the submachine causes amnesia. That is likely a reaction with, let's read what I wrote already. Right. It's caused by coming into contact with the immaterial energy, the warp space itself. Given the energy is immaterial, it cannot be interacted with. It could be surrounding us, so we'd never know it's there, but that's what immaterial means. However unlikely, the machine may have a will of its own, and seems to positively delight in the death of the explorers. I may soon join them. The reason for that may have something to do with the waveform collapse and possibility of a wormhole being opened, even for a short time. If that happened, it's possible that some sort of entity passed through and is manifested within the submachine itself, although it is unlikely that the entity understands us, but perceives us as threats. Well, that just got a whole new level of creepy. Alright, just a minute. Something real quick here. Let's break up my recordings. And there, we should be good. I realize that this theory actually exists in real life. Oh, yeah, we've... I like to read all kinds of different stuff, so this is part of the, you know, this is just another chapter in the Why AI Could Be Evil book. Alright. Let's see. We are at 553 with 12 cipher plates, I believe is where we were at. 12 cipher plates? Are these the cipher plates? I would say that it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can't pick them up. We can't do anything with them. Alright, there's supposed to be a pipe broken at 947. We're gonna go to we're gonna try to go to 947. Okay. There's the broken pipe. Lot ID 41329596. Maintenance round 170K83. 947. Gem energy pipe broken. Conductor leakage. Energy loss. Waiting instructions repeat. 923. 923. Found at 947. I don't think any of those would help. There's the gem. 777. That's why scientific community is having such a problem with dark matter they've recently discovered. Did they really discover? Well, I always thought that was still. I thought that was still theory. We discovered the existence of it, right? Or at least we're sure of its existence. 777. Plate at 947. Take the wisdom gem, but I imagine that we can't. Yeah, the machine. Oh, no, wait a minute. We took this one. We can fiddle. Whoa, we can fiddle with the numbers. We can fiddle with the numbers. I wonder if we can leave with the gem in our pocket. Possibly. What if we went back to that one with the round? What if we back to 917 and we stuck a gem in the other one and we had 2 gems in there? I want to try that. So there's one in here. That's the same thing. Huh. I see. Alright, so that didn't do anything for us. Alright. 304. 304. a swimming pool, apparently. I don't know. There's a kind of a half-broken ladder. Door over here. A broken tile. A bricked-off room. Bricked-off doorway. It's like a TV, like an old TV camera. Static. This is a day. This is a day I got a like from Stephen Hawking. Nice. Awesome. Oh boy, what is going on here? It's a pretty basic looking light switch. Lights. Ooh, a crawl space. Phi equals 342. Oh, what is that? Is that like a... What symbol is that? Is that doesn't that mean like nothing, as in not even zero? Phi equals 342. Where are we at? We are at 304. Yeah, we are at 304, I think. 304, which was... 304 is... I'm just going to call it the pool. That is all. That's awesome. Let's see. Plate at 304, which reads phi equals 342. Or absolute zero. Gotcha. Okay. $218, I guess. That would be the number that is the beginning. It could be. $218. Are we at a church? Whoa. Oh, that's cool. This moves as I move the mouse. I was like, whoa, it's moving. Whee! We hit a button. I don't know. That's a good thing. 006. We're at 218. We're going to call it the church. Say 006. plate. Should say on plate. At 218. That's pretty cool. I like that. Spend the rest of the day just doing this. Oh, wait a minute. Almost got them lined up perfectly. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. Riddle says this minus 289. This will send the solution or gateway to another frequency. I would imagine. Yeah, you would start with the number and then subtract. That's what I was thinking, because there's another one that says plus. Okay. Let's see what the next place... We were at the church. What I'm calling the church. 757 was a spot on the satellite dish. Ooh, another note. Edge's Boundary Theory. Written by RoboBrain. Submachine can tap into locations that we can physically access, such as the lighthouse, as well as other dimensions that we cannot access without the aid of teleporters. Since the submachine can tap into other dimensions, it stretches through them instead of taking up as much physical space in our dimension. For some reason, it could not spread and engulf a region, and this became the Edge. Either humans who were trying to stop the submachine from expanding further because they lost control, created a way to prevent it from engulfing more regions at the Edge, or a bug or other freak of nature disabled the submachine from expanding. Thus created the defense systems to protect itself from whatever exists at the Edge. The looping traps, also part of this defense system where people or attackers would get lost and die of dehydration. The function of the looping traps was probably changed later to also trap people who managed to infiltrate the submachine through other means, locations such as the lighthouse, or unlucky explorers who teleported themselves from the lighthouse. The object of the layer in S6 would be to explore the defense systems unharmed. Here the task shows up on not getting killed, and probably find a way to exploit a weakness so they can be disabled. Once disabled, the submachine could be easily breached, shut down by those who either lost control or those who fear having their dimension engulfed. Okay. 185. It's a number that equals PHI. Start there and add or subtract whatever the riddle says. Oh. Okay. Gotcha. So, alright, so let me write this one down. We're going to call this the cube. It's very cubic. Then 185 above door at 757. Store does not seem to be accessible. Not much else here. Alright, so we're at 757. Now, we saw a plate at 551 that said this minus 89. So, it either means 551 minus 89, or it means what you were saying, which is what we found where it said 342. Let me get the calculator started up. There we go. Because I want to make sure our math is absolutely correct. Let's start with 551 minus 89. And see if they literally mean this, which would be 462. Well, that took us somewhere. Stream? I don't know yet. It's like we're in a river. What is that symbol? I'm not familiar with that symbol. Oh, there's the edge of the world, apparently. Wait, 104? 104 written on a glyph? I guess I'd say. Whoa, what is this? Oh my god, what did we do? Have fun, try both ways. Yep. Oh, that's freaky. I feel like we're at the edge of a black hole or something. Oh dear, what is going on here? I think Murtaugh became a part of the submachine, controlling it, and secretively controlling our minds or knowing each and every step we're going to take, maybe leading us on an endless journey deeper into the subnet, trapping us like rats until we go crazy ourselves. Dark Rose. Oh, bizarre. We have another pipe thing here. Oh. We put the valve? Oh, wait a minute. Got a lock? Unreadable query, unrecognized language. Really? The valve doesn't work here. Let's put the soap here. I'm gonna take a bath. La-da-dee, la-da-dee. Use the soap to imprint. No? Alright, so now let's try the phi idea. The phi was 342. So 342 minus 89. Gives us 253. Well, that did not work. Phi does not like us. Huh. Okay. So... So it literally meant this. So 628 minus 229. Is 399. Oh, I think we went to Mars. I don't know. No, we're obviously in a cave of some sort. Or not. Let's write this down. 399, I'm gonna put cave. Second of 3, 3. Second of 3, 3. Well, we have this other thing. We're still looking for the third number. Possible 729 combination. Sewing machine? Why are we looking at a sewing machine? That's odd. Second of 3, 3. 729 combinations. Report 17, Part 3. Throughout the submachines, the theme prevails. Memory loss, amnesia, call it what you will. Amnesia, noun, path, all the loss or impairment of memory caused by physical injury, disease, drugs, or emotional trauma. There have been several cases of people exploring the submachines losing their memory and subsequently leaving notes about it, possibly due to a habit they picked up, codename Myrrh. Sunshine Bunny Girl, the Thirst Looping Section, Tomb Trapped, and the Ship Team Captain, the Coil Breaker, the Empty Coiler, all seem to have lost at least some of their memory, and of course the subject. Of all the amnesiacs in the subnet, the subject is the only one we know of making any form of progress post-amnesia. Psychedelic. Yeah, creepy, yes. It's very weird. If I knew it was going to be this creepy, I'd probably played it for October. It's not quite scary enough to be a horror game, but it is close. It's very weird. Let's see. Could this be... The subject is the only one we know of making any form of progress post-amnesia. Could this be because he is the subject of the test? Or possibly just the luck of being in the right place upon losing memories? Further study is required. Are we the subject? Are we the subject? The stimulus that causes the amnesia is also unknown. It could be a chemical filtered into the air, by the machine itself, or there could be a person or persons unknown with their own agenda. In any case, the whereabouts remains of these people have never been discovered, though the events at the tomb trap inner chamber hint at the possibility of the machine harnessing their biomatter. See attachment 1. The only other option could be that if the whole area was created just for testing the subject, then all the people writing in the notes could be entirely fictional. Seeing how there are no notes after passing the test, this theory would appear to be valid. American game called Shadowgate. Yeah. I don't know if that was an American game. I mean, I know it was released in here, but... Yeah, but only we're not, like, instantly killed for clicking the wrong thing. Here, at least yet. Seeing how there are no notes after passing this test, this theory would also appear to be valid. However, it should be noted that given that the route was inhabited in the rediscovery era, quite probable that annotating was not present. The final matter on the subject of the amnesia is that after completing the test, the subject seemed to have experienced a trigger, causing him to regain memory. Whether this is isolated merits further research. Closing statement. In the end, sirs, the fact of the matter is we haven't been able to do as much research on these phenomena as we'd like. I'm sure that the other divisions will be expressing similar statements. Chaos, lead researcher. Snert, end report 1111 minus this. Oh. 1111 minus this. And this is... we said cave. Where did we write cave? Oh, down here. 399. So, 111 minus this. I'm going to put 399. Is a 712. That's about all we can go to. Okay. 747? I don't think we've been there yet. I don't remember. Locked door. Good old locked door. Yeah, I didn't figure that would work. Dorm Edge Lab Charger Portal Mover? Crimson Key. G D B E H. Well, for a moment I thought we were making a music, but then they had an H. I guess we're not doing music. Dorm Lab Portal. Wow, this got all kinds of weird. That is loud, too. 747. I'm gonna call it the haunted house. Has arrows. And then we're gonna go down here. We're gonna put arrows. It says Dorm G, Lab B, Portal H. Let's go arrows and we'll say left. Dorm G, Lab B, Portal H. And arrows right. Dungeon brought to you by Locked Door. Locked Door, because every dungeon needs at least one. Yes, indeed. Edge D. Charger E. Mover B. Hey, Machari, what's going on? Is Mover B? E. Man, what a weird game. Okay. Alright, we got the Crimson Key. I don't know why that's all black, but that's creepy. Do we use the Crimson Key here? We did, and there's a 0, 0, 1, -1, 0, and there's 2, 0. -3, 0. Oh. I don't think we want to keep going forever. Oh boy. There's XY coordinates here. Why are there XY coordinates? We can only go left and right. Yeah, we can't. Who knows how far this goes? I have no clue how far we're supposed to go. This could go infinite. Alright, let's look at our notes again. What do we know about this? Just about nothing, I think. (747). So where did we learn about 747? We learned about that from... I think we got that at the satellite. No. No, that was not at the satellite. What referenced 747? found 757 at the satellite area. Remember the XYZ? Yeah. Well, that's what we've been working on, is XYZ theory. But now we're at only... Now we're only on one set. Like, we can go negative, left, negative. I mean, we're at negative 50. I don't know how far we're supposed to go. I'd imagine there's something... There's got to be something here, but I'm sure we're going to have to go figure out a coordinate. Let's write this place down. I mean, maybe it has to do with this, with Dorm Lab and Portal, and Edge, Charger, and Mover, but what would the letters have to do with it? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're at 747. Right. So, we're going to just put at 747. There's left, right. Actually, let's... Left, right only. We're going to put infinite question mark. Take our key? Nope. We used our key. Crimson key. Okay. There was a plate at 628. We did that one already, didn't we? Maybe we did not. 628 minus 229. No, we did that one already. Didn't we go to 399? Yeah, we did the cave. Okay. Let's go to 245. The spot on the big red wheel. Okay, the curtains. Looks like they're going to have a play. Written by Wanderer99. In 1904, the Root built an underground cavern was once a subterranean research base. By 1943, just before its downfall, an unnamed scientist was investigating on how to create a world-making computer program, Submachine. However, there was one problem. What he had made was not practical use yet. So the scientist gave the program to Murtaugh for safekeeping. This is in 1943. In hopes that when the time came for its use, he would know what to do. The program at that time was nothing but a stack of punch cards and tape reels, but over time, Mur reverse engineered it into a CD and discovered that it was a computer game, of all things. So in 1984, computers came to popularity. Murtaugh spent his off time at the lab playing the game. It seemed that the game did virtually create an entire world. 1 year later, when Mur almost completed the game and prepared to end his obsession, something went terribly wrong. One day, just when Mur was about to click the last part of the final game, the computer blue screen and spat out something from the dot matrix printer that he used to give you coordinates. The object floated downstairs and into the test chamber where the other scientists were working on the first experiment's teleportation. The thing flew into the prototype portal, and as far as the scientists could tell, headed towards the Earth's mantle. Unfortunately, their portals were not yet built for humans, so they could only track the object, not follow it. That's where Root's observation room came into play. It was once used in the last days of the Root to study the caverns, but at this point, the scientists programmed it for their use, and the cameras in SNE, south, north, east, I don't know, were connected to it. Mur was the key observer and watched as the object seemed to be creating the world that the game described, taking bits and pieces of what humans created, moving them underground within the mantle, altered the molecular composition, and reshaped the area into an empty, black, spherical cavity. Afraid for his life, Mur left the lab, ripped out, and broke the computer's keyboard on his way out, and drove back to his home in the lighthouse. Ashamed of what he did, Murtaugh bricked up his own entrance to the Root, and never looked back. We've been there. We called it a pool. If we can break through that door, we could get to the Root. Later, as the 90s came around, Mur decided to leave the city for vacation and to relieve himself of stress. Kent Falls was his vacation spot. As he was camping by the waterfall, something caused Mur's arm to disintegrate, replacing it with a glowing white Karma arm. However, he himself could not see it, which is why he called it the In-One. Murtaugh searched for a place to see what his Karma arm could do, selected the Winter Palace in Britain, not far from there. Mur did not know was below the Winter Palace was the empty space where the Submachine was being constructed. As he was experimenting, the spatial feedback from his first portal shattering the palace and gardens, to pieces, and soon those pieces were sucked into a hole leading to the Submachine. Liz warned Mur about the dangers of placing the portals, but he did not listen. And when he returned home to the lighthouse, the Winter Palace and South Garden became the core. You notice the picture in the pamphlet about the palace. This is what it used to look like. We have not seen a pamphlet. The big column at the back happened to be the lighthouse, so it was no surprise why both buildings were made by the same man, Sir Henry O'Toole, or why they suffered the same fate. 2000s arrived. Murtaugh was close to making a breakthrough. He chose to visit the ancient temple which the Root had discovered one last time. There, inside an Egyptian tomb once belonging to a pharaoh of sorts, Mur found an amazing wisdom gem. He thought that a gem like that with so much energy could make an even better Karma portal. His first test with that gem took him to the dig-outs under the lighthouse, redacted, and he also tinkered with his own Karma to make the mechanical hand in his bedroom. We've seen the mechanical hand. As a side note, it is unknown why there is the same hand in the church. Oh, we were in the church. Yes. So we've been the one in the church when the lighthouse currently looks so much like it, or why it had a transposer from the Root inside. Perhaps the king, or whoever owned the church, was also a controller of Karma. 12/13 of 2006 was the day of his breakthrough, but he had to work fast because the lighthouse was scheduled to be buried within the month. The lighthouse was buried. A letter to Liz was sent out. Mur hoped he'd be able to make a portal out of the lighthouse. The light bulb of the lighthouse, no longer in use, was the perfect source of energy, light. An amount of energy that great to be able to make a bigger Karma portal. Setting up all those security measures so no one could use it by accident, Mur was ready to make the jump. Even though he knew it was unstable, he used the portal. He landed at the loop and shocked to find that Mur was inside the exact thing he saw as the game he had. Finding his way out, continuing on through the series, it comes down to this. The game was created, and now we are in it. Strange. Okay. What? Now they're throwing, some fourth wall almost at you. Very, very odd. I need to take a quick break. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. I think we're going to play this for a little bit longer. This is very interesting. So give me just a moment, and I will be right back. Oh, one more thing. While I'm taking my break, now's a good time to mention yet again, if you haven't already, because the poll will close tonight, make sure to vote for the MMO that you want me to play September. All right, back in a moment. All right, we are back. Let us descend further into madness. I believe we went left. Chair fall down. Chair fall down. Wait a minute. Chair fall down. Seeing a pattern here. That's awesome. It's messing with us. Ooh, a picture. Happy birthday, Gregory 245. Is that what that says? Submachine. Say 245? That's really hard to read. I think that says 245. Interesting. Four chairs. Murtaugh recruitment theory. Oh boy. By Wanderer 99. We've all heard that people have been recruited by Murtaugh in his 32-year cruise across the subnet. How did he treat those recruits? I would wager he found others that followed in his footsteps, like me, by first stumbling into what we call the basement. Strange feeling that Mur did not intend for them to come this way. Someone known only as the player met him through his old DOS in the lab on the only location we know is on the surface. No question that it's not underground. Mur responded saying, "Who is this?" I'm skeptical that he knew the player from the start, like some people think. The player, however, was the only one who managed to not slip through his fingers, figuratively speaking, and die when going to the edge. A creepier note, I bet the subbots sent the dead guys to a location the teams did not know to be disintegrated. That's how the player saw notes but no people. And then Mur left the player for dead. I have a bone to pick with him on that topic when this is over. Every single other person from those teams tried to follow all the same paths before now. Failed probably because they had free will, which the player did not have. He was an amnesiac to begin with. The others had memories from the start. The subnet's AI drained the memories of them when it was too late to help Mur. That was the stuff we already know, and now here's what I've hypothesized. Like the player, Mur ran into dozens of trapped individuals on his 3-decade, 2-year expedition without expectation. 32 years, huh? Mur became so surprised he was no longer alone in the subnet as he first assumed, and offered those men and women places to stay in the lab in return for support in his quest for exploration. They all agreed to help. He constructed this new section of the lab for us all. Now, in return for shelter, he has asked us to help him in his quest to explore the subnet by performing operations under his observation at the root. He's not giving us profit for our work. A gold coin we found in the basement, that was some of the saved money he left behind when exploring the basement. Now we're being sent around the subnet, some finding new places, some fixing machines, some solving mysteries. I myself am a portal repairman. I wish he could pay us for what we do, instead of stranding some of the first teams out in the middle of nowhere with no memories whatsoever. Pray that things get better. I hate my job. Chair down, chair up, chair down, chair up. Trippy. Oh, before we go on, let me break up my recording here. And there. Okay. Let's continue. So this was... Wait, 245 was on the big red wheel. We saw 245 on the cake. Is that 245? It's really hard to tell. Can I... Oh. See if I can zoom in. Uh-oh. I can't seem to zoom in. I could zoom in, that might... Wait, you? Ah, zoom in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that says 245. Okay. So we have 245 written twice. Is it that important? They have to show it to us in two different places? And isn't this 245 though? Yeah. This is 245. Okay, so Gregory had a birthday party here, is what they're saying. Whoever Gregory is. Good for Gregory. Alright, 277. This was the number we thought might be on the statues. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. I hope that's either rust or spaghetti sauce. Okay, that's probably rust. We should be fine. Probably just rust. Laboratory key. Laboratory key. It's a portal there. I guess we can go either left or right. This doesn't look safe. Oh, we're looking at... Are we looking at a section of the map? This looks like the quadrants. This could very well be like a look at the map, kind of. Strange. The number station theory, written by Raxus. Over the course of the Submachine series, it's no secret that we've seen a lot of broadcasting centers with no apparent use or purpose. Exploration gave us a view into some active broadcasts, and to the attuned listener, these stations are in fact real. Remember location redacted. The gramophone that played the buzzing noise? That is a real frequency broadcasting from Russia. It has been broadcasting continuously for over 30 years, stopping rarely. Oddly enough, one of those occurred a couple days before I posted this. I was there. Additionally, in location redacted, we also hear a song on the radio, followed by numbers read aloud. This is also another very real station, known as the Swedish Rhapsody. Other stations include Lincolnshire Poacher, Backwards Music, The Crackle, just to name a few. I've actually heard of things like this, like, for real. Now, we've all heard a lot of similar things inside exploration, but I'm not sure which ones were used. But I've got a theory. Mysterious number stations broadcasting with no use are part of the machine. They're broadcasted into the real world through connected areas. For instance, UVB-76 has been traced to a very tangible building in Siberia. Perhaps it is connected physically or dimensionally to location redacted. Why? Maybe it's a form of communication. Maybe the subnet speaks. Maybe it is trying to contact something. Or perhaps something or someone within the subnet is trying to get a message out. Maybe it's a form of attack. Maybe the wavelengths and frequencies are how the subnet spreads and builds connections to the real world, like redacted in Siberia. Whatever they're for, one thing is for certain, they most certainly exist in both worlds. How freaking bizarre. Another little room quadrant rectangle thing. We have a lab key. I remember there being... We already got the only locked door that I know we had. So I don't know. Let's see. Where were we at? 277 led to the satellite. Okay. Yeah, very weird. Very, very odd. Yeah, I remember reading something about that too. Let's see. Okay, so that was 277. 5,000 minus 4,989. Isn't that 11? 1,000. 11. So 011. Let's try 011. Oh, I took us somewhere. Some gears. Light. Grid thing. None of it's interactable. Oh, are these all separate doors? Those are all separate doors. This one leads back here. Yes. 100 020 008. $317. Daniel Chavez. Working interdimensional travel using space-time physics, huh? Wow, do you think they, yeah, maybe the person that did this is using the, kind of the conspiracy type stories, the weird, you know, kind of the unusual stories that have pervaded, you know, you can find IRL, so to speak. Let's see, what do we got here? 100 020 008. So 100 020 008. Seven is related to Unix. All permissions. Oh, do you think we should try that? We can try that. We don't actually, that has not come up as a number for here, but I could see that making sense. We'll try that in a minute. That's an interesting idea, Mateus. We'll try that here. All right, what else do we got? We got, well, this is a different looking one. It's another design with no number. Maybe it's just like a one-way, like, you know, like go directly to jail or whatever. Do not pass go. Oh, no numbers on that. No numbers on this. A note. Karma Theory, written by Pyro Dude. That's true. Yep. 777 is a spiritual or a special number spiritually. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll try that and see what we get. The subnet exists in a parallel dimension that is subtly different from our own. Laws of time and space don't work in the same way, assuming the subnet's dimension even follows the same laws of time and space. Submachines hang in the void, yet there is gravity and breathable air. Objects can be instantaneously aged. Space can fold back on itself in strange ways. I think the underlying principle behind all this is the idea of karma energy. Karma energy essentially is the dimension the subnet exists in. To call it energy is slightly inaccurate, as it is actually something else that, while similar in function and use to energy found in our universe, is more exotic in nature. Let's see. Subnet's dimension is the source of karma energy. It is found throughout the infinite void and allows otherwise impossible manipulation of space-time, as well as providing a huge amount of power. Karma energy seems to sometimes find its way to other realities. The flow of the energy forms connections between the two dimensions and allows travel between them. When concentrated enough, it can even pull entire buildings through it, through to the subnet's dimension. Karma energy seems to have some connection with living beings. Burke came into contact with an unusually high concentration of it on Earth in the accident that lost him his arm. It changed him and gave him the ability to manipulate karma energy at will. Quite possibly his arm was transformed into pure karma energy, retained a connection to Myrrh. It also seems possible that similarly in the subnet, when people die, they are disintegrated into pure karma energy, evidenced by the lack of dead bodies, next to notes that apparently describe the last words of some of the explorers. It could also be the reason for the amnesia in humans, due to the disruption of electrical impulses in the mind due to surrounding karma energy. In my opinion, the mechanism behind all the oddities of the subnet seems to be a resonance effect that karma energy feels with itself. For instance, 2 portal devices are activated. The first device energizes specific characteristics of the karma energy that determines its spatial coordinates. This causes the energy at the device and the energy at the receiving end coordinates to feel resonance with each other. Almost a quantum entanglement. The portal device at the other end then activates and energizes the karma energy, allowing the flow of karma energy and the transportation of objects and people. Wisdom gems are artificial constructs that provide a concentrated source of karma energy. The natural karma energy of the void isn't densely packed enough to provide much power, so the wisdom gems were created to harness its potential by bringing together a large amount of energy in a constrained, more organized, controllable form. Perhaps Subnet was created to collect or use this unique energy, though for what reason I'm not sure. I want to test the theory out. I'm sure there are ways I could experiment with the energy of the void. I have all these plans for apparatus, all these ideas in my head, but when I try to construct them, I feel myself slowly forgetting all of it. I love sketches, vague thoughts, no idea of what their purposes are. I think these ideas may be the end of me, so obsessed with testing that eventually, perhaps I forget to eat or sleep. I don't think I'm getting out of here. That was probably his last note. So we're going to try something. As per the viewer input, both spiritually and in terms of Unix, 777 is a highly regarded number. Let's see what happens if we put that in. Oh, we went somewhere. Oh, we went somewhere. A lot of references to computer science. Yep. Yes, I remember having to edit, what do they call that? CH mod? Or whatever? 777? It was all permissions. Oh my. I wonder where... We may be at the hub. Let's type this in. I'm going to put 777. This was just a... put viewer guess. Worked. Ooh. A nice little place to lay down. A bunk. 777. Looks like a submarine or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, yep. Oh, that's really... I can't quite make that out. There's 1999, I think, written there. Maybe 163, something 163, 1990. That's really faded. There may be a 7, maybe a 1, 6. Wait. Is this a 005? Is that a 5? SNEE? Remember that was like a research place? I almost think that says SNEE. 005 SNEE. Oh, this is getting interesting. RI equals CCCLII. Well, that would be a Roman. Is that a Roman numeral? That doesn't sound like a correct Roman numeral. It sounds like a fake Roman numeral. RI equals CCCLII. Let me go look at Roman numeral. $352. $352. Man, Hakan should be here. He would totally love this game. RI. So D2. Okay. Well, I don't know exactly where we're at, but we found a place. Some kind of a bunker. I'm gonna call it the bunker. Alright, so where were we at before we tried that? Because that was kind of cool. We're at 011, I believe. Yeah. Yep. We're at 011, I believe. So now we want to look at this one. 553 plus 439. 992. Ooh. Dark. Dark place. Ooh, there's a dragon on the wall. HTTP codes are 3-digit. I didn't know that. Huh. Ooh, there's a ladder. Okay, whoa, wait a minute. There's a dragon? And kind of like a Trojan horse? KI equals DI minus GI. Oh, okay, wait a minute now. We have two of these numbers already. We have FI, and we have the other. Oh, yeah, right. 404. 202 means okay, or 200 okay. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Might have to try that. KI equals DI minus GI. Karmic civilization theory written by Strange Planet. The whole thing starts with karma arms, karmic portals. Some people have the power to draw karmic portals using their karmic arms. Almost sounds like Doctor Strange with the sling ring. The ability remains dormant in people until something forces it to the surface, such as that accident Myrrh had in Kent. Way before Myrrh, there was an ancient group of people who had this power. They were cut off from the rest of civilization and formed their own society in a set of extra-dimensional areas, which can only be accessed through karmic portals or teleports. Karmic portals can be drawn manually without the aid of machinery. Karmic teleports are entirely mechanical. Ever notice that civilization tends to regress every now and again? Eratosthenes proved mathematically that Earth was round long before the 15th century explorers of Europe did physically. Perhaps if Greek civilization hadn't been wiped out, they'd have discovered electricity by 1st century CE. The ancient Karma people managed to avoid any threats to their civilization by ducking and covering their own submachine world. Therefore, they discovered electricity and nuclear physics long before Benjamin Franklin and Albert Einstein. They conducted their own research in the scientific world, began to mechanize the submachine network they built during the Roman era. The ancient section in Section 4, I'm not sure, is an early submachine dating back to the Greeks perhaps. Given that nothing in it is electrified, everything works mechanically. The mover and its destination are later submachines, fence network built as people were getting curious. It's extremely dubious that Murtaugh was the first human with karmic abilities ever to meander into the subnet. There must have been hundreds, perhaps thousands. Most kept quiet, lest they be ostracized or killed, burned like witches, hint hint. But some were in the right place at the right time and karma'd their way into the subnet. Once there, they joined either the Society of Ancient Karma People or, like Murtaugh, started pushing the envelope. Perhaps they disagreed with the ancient Karma civilization. Perhaps they wanted it for their own. Perhaps they wanted to bring it normal human civilization together. Whatever the reason, the defense network was built. That's where we're going in S6. And then what happened? Perhaps the ancients discovered space travel. Perhaps a civil war broke out. Most likely, both. Karma people split into two distinct groups, fought each other, died en masse, and left the subnet, perhaps for another subnet, another planet. Who knows? Maybe they gathered together the remnants of their civilization and rebuilt. The main thing is they left their old subnet, or the old part of it, behind. It's entirely probable some of these people still haunt the ancient subnet. The problem is finding them. It's in the machine. Of course, people still kept stumbling upon the subnet. Still a Karma civilization, but in a reduced form. They are the ones who decided to bury the Kent Lighthouse in S2. After all, it does have a karmic portal in it, albeit mechanical. People are still joining the current Karma civilization, and other people are still trying to exploit it. Murtaugh falls somewhere in between. He wants to integrate the ancient society into normal society. The ancients don't like that. Consider society itself. Most of its life, humanity has taken everything on faith. With the age of science comes the age of curiosity. Sometime prior to the turn of the 20th century, someone karmas his way into the ancient subnet. Instead of fearing it, he starts reverse engineering it. Gets a substantial following, and in the late 40s, early 50s, he and his team built the route. By the time the current Karma people learned of this man and his research team, they had mapped out 43 locations. The room in the route where you get the first key has room for 6. An empty teleport key holder still takes you somewhere. Unfortunately, they were unable to continue thanks to the current Karma people. Not sure what they did, left the route behind. Problem is, people found this guy's notes, started building their own submachines. As far as the wisdom gems are concerned, they're a data medium similar to a flash drive or floppy disk. They can be read using either the ancient Karma people's equipment or the current Karma people's equipment. So now we get to Murtaugh himself. He's been exploring for 32 years, at the very least. Consider the present to be the 2000s. Sometime in the 60s, late 50s, Murr had an accident while exploring the Kent waterfall. Obviously, the route was still in operation. Murtaugh made his residence the Kent Lighthouse to keep society out, then found the route mapping team. He helped in the effort for 32 years, but then the current Karma people struck. Murtaugh escaped, albeit barely, started getting his own team together, composed of ordinary, non-Karma people. These people were to continue the Root's mission and complete the things they couldn't. However, Mur knew the current Karma people were on his tail. He had hidden himself, perhaps in his own submachine, where he talks to members of his team, and that's you, his team. But I mentioned Mur first found his way to the subnet by following this cat named Einstein, who belonged to one of the Root team. Here's where you come in, S1. The basement is a laboratory built by Mur and the Root team and maintained by Mur after the team's disappearance. You first end up there, karmically teleported by Mur, having proven a potential candidate for the team. The basement introduces a few elements of the subnet's warped physiognomy? I don't know that word. Pressing a button on a radio, which is literally a tape loop, triggers the drawer open. It's only a mechanical trick, but the subnet may easily be like this in person, so to speak. Karmic Portal is the door that appears after all tiles are placed. An adaptation of the first mechanized portals later takes you to the lighthouse. Was Mur's home when he was working with the Root team. But he had to make a mad dash when the Root team disappeared. He ended up in the loop, but left behind the mechanized portal that he used to jump to the loop. Under the lighthouse are some of the team's digouts to the original subnet, which we get to visit in S4. Note the bricked up connection to the Root. This is part of Murtaugh's mad dash from the Root. The tiled room is merely his lab, and the room below a secret study. Once you leave the lighthouse, you take Mur's route to Loop was an early defense system protecting the ancient subnet. Mur, thanks to his random leaps, ended up caught there. He was able to karma teleport out and ended up somewhere totally random. Then built. The lab was Mur's base for a while, but they found it. Mur bugged out, or he did. He built his own electromechanical karmic teleport, which he invented while he was still working for the Root team. Once he arrived at the present base, he started recruiting ordinary Joes for the cause. How? Sticking puzzles in the basement, lighthouse, and in the loop. I'll bet you don't actually die of dehydration, but are instead returned to wherever you came from via karmic teleportation. Thing is, though, it's also a review of the circumstances the subject is under. Wisdom Gem Reader is introduced in S2. The bit where you reach into the movie memory reader, an example of the physics of the subnet, a reach into the fourth dimension. Sand traps are part of the original subnet, as is the ship, a fixed location able to move between two other locations. Finally, most of where you go in the Root is either an ancient location or a satellite location for the Root team. Oh, bizarre. That was... Are these separate? No. Wait. Yeah. It's all one big note. Alright, so let's have a little fun real quick. Let's try 404. 404 took us somewhere. 404 has been found, ladies and gentlemen. 404 has been found. Ooh. Oh, that's strange. The bell pulled that, which then turned off the machine? You're in defense systems. By Anteroiden? First of all, one must explain the term bell system. It's constructed from 4 bells that are put together to create a puzzle for one to solve. A single bell is a set of a bell, cube, and cube stand. It's still unknown to us if the bell systems can have more or less bells in them. While there are bell systems in most of the subnet, they're most likely just the tip of the iceberg. These bell systems are mere cells of the defense system that is a huge amount of bell systems guarding each other. There are only 2 possibilities. Either the defense system is ring of bell systems, impossible to break, in which solving the last system in the ring would lock down the first one you opened, or it is possible to crack open the shell from the inside by solving numerous bell systems, finally opening a panel which reveals the valve of button which shuts down the defense system. The defense system gets all its energy from one source and one source only, which is the core. While the defense system takes its energy from the core, it protects the core. The relation is symbiotic. What does the defense system protect the core from is unknown, but we are working on it just now. Okay. Bell cube X 10 Roman numeral, so maybe just 010. Oh, there's a portal there. Ooh. What did we find? We found what should not be found, apparently. Heptapolar crunch theory, written by Rouleau Core. Subnet has 7 layers. Basically, the layer system works as a set of 7 alternate parallel universes. Alternate because the reality of every layer is different. What is on a tree on one layer can be on a wall on another. Parallel because if you travel from one layer to another, you're actually on the same place. You don't shift position, the geotags are the same. Suppose our goal is to destroy the subnet. Let's suppose that what we want to do it by a literal and direct way, throwing a bomb and destroying every location in the subnet. That's useless due to the facts there could be hundreds or millions of locations on the subnet. But for my theory, it will serve. Even if we threw an atomic bomb over all the locations of the subnet, there are 6 more layers on the plan, and they are different realities than the first. They wouldn't suffer the devastation of the bomb and remain intact. So it's again useless to demolish mechanically the subnet, because you would only be destroying a single layer. There's an easier, relatively, we'll know why, way to shatter the architectural scheme of the whole subnet, by the fusion of the 7 layers of reality. Everyone knows that 2 particles of matter can't occupy the same space unless they fuse together, a thing that is too difficult to achieve, still more with 7 particles. This matter, if we managed to fuse 7 layers, it would be easier to destroy them together. It'd be like this. When we were merging the 7 layers at the same time, all the matter in each layer would collide between itself, and as it couldn't occupy the same space, all the matter in all the layers would become unstable. If 2 human beings were inside that process, located in different layers, sometimes one person would cross the others if it were a ghost. Other times could even touch them, because all that matter is in an 8th layer, a container of all 7. Finally, if doing an accurate chemical physical reactions, all the layers managed to merge into one, not a matter fused in the same space would cause 2 different things. Mutation of the subnet into another macro subnet, with the disappearing of all the matter, therefore of the whole subnet. We go talking about getting rid of everything. Sector theory. 7 layers in subnet, but we can travel through one to another using a navigator. You can't access a different layer anywhere you want. There's specific places that only from them you can make an interlayer travel. These places are sectors. There are several sectors in subnet. At least 9. 010 from binary to decimal means 2 might be useful. Alright. We'll try some of these. It's 9 sectors. Sectors are a group of locations that are in the same place but distributed in different layers. In his travel, the player arrives at the Sector 9, explores 7 different locations in 7 different layers. Or he only explores a single location that looks different in each layer, because he stays at the same place. But it's not known if there has to be necessarily a location in every layer, or even if sectors can have more than one location in every layer. Well, it's almost sure there's a location in every layer. If not in some layers, we would fall to the Dark Void. To make more understandable how sectors work, I will explain as an analogy of a subway. Imagine every layer is a subway line, and each location of the whole subnet is a subway station. Locations that are not in sectors are normal stations. Locations that are in sectors, like Sector 9, are interchange stations. When we take a green portal to an interchange station, we can go to all the 7 subway lines walking through the station's corridors. That would be the navigator. If we want to continue our travel in a single layer, we'll have to go to the corresponding layer section location inside the sector. Before taking a green portal again, get out of the sector. Probably green portals are only useful for accessing to these sectors and getting out of them, but not for traveling between single locations. How do we know if we're in a sector or not? It's easy. To travel through layers, navigator needs the room to have a beamer, because the navigator needs that the beamer sends a green beam to open the next layer. Then every location inside a sector has to have a beamer in each layer of location to work correctly. As we have seen that all the locations visited by the player have beamers, the ship hasn't got a beamer, therefore not all locations are in sectors. Until the moment, we know 2 sectors. The first one is Sector 9, where the player goes. The other one could be S1. The player has visited the sector once in the corridor, then he took the mover to the edge. However, there's no evidence of any beamer in the corridor, so this leads to think this location shouldn't belong to a sector. Anyways, if the corridor was really inside a sector, it's not known which are the other locations included in that sector, neither if the player has visited any more of them. In conclusion, sectors are areas where an inter-layer travel is possible. There are several ones inside the subnet. Also, green portals only work if at least one of the locations, the one where we want to go or the one where we are, is included in sector. Wow. This just got heavy, Doc. So now there's layers. Oh man, do I even want to know? Okay. Oh my gosh. The Sanctuary. A whole map. The Winter Palace. The South Garden. Tomb Traps. 1 and 2. The Route. The Ship. Lighthouse Digouts. The Statue. To the Lighthouse Metal Box Room. Looping Traps. Attic. Lighthouse. Lighthouse Keeper. Hall. Subfloor. Lighthouse Digouts. Dorms. Corridor. Underground. Ancient locations. I think I've just gone cross-eyed. And I imagine this is the layers. I wonder if those are the layers Look at how they're exactly the same, but they're different stuff. The dock, something, koi trees, cog trees, I can't quite tell. Yeah, it says lair. Armory, bamboo town, water pantheon, cardinal church, large sewers. Oh man, this just got way crazier. I don't know what it's hooked to, but it's some weird thing with kind of spike. It looks like a big saw blade. Unusual. Alright, so chat, let's see. Why don't we try, we'll try 200, 201, and 010. We're not even going to look at the list anymore. We're going to let the list of clues just be stuff we'll pick up. We'll get back to them later. 200 did not work. Let's try 201. 201 does not work. Okay. Well, let's try 010. Seems useful. Holy cow, there's 3 freaking wisdom gems here. Oh, and a number. 6. Shoot. Maybe this has to do with the layers. Oh, you know what? There was the X. Yeah, Bell Cube. Okay, so 010. We found 3 wisdom cubes, or 3 wisdom gems. And then something that is like, well, let's say, like that. Green light. No clue what that means. Or why there were 3 wisdom things here. Weight stone. Artificial life theory by 001010. At one point, there was a scientist named Murr who was conducting a top-secret experiment called Machine. The experiment was testing a new artificial intelligence system as possibly going to be used to create artificial life. Used to create artificial life using the AI to spread and grow until it took on the form of an artificial life form. This AI could function on any object as long as the object had some kind of computer system itself. If the object did not have a computer system, the AI could build one by sending a message back in time and commanding a group of subbots to alter the object so it would be computerized when it was created. The experiment itself was conducted underground, hence the name Submachine. The machine that the AI had control was located underground. However, the AI was located above ground. It was located above ground because it needed a great amount of energy. The energy needed was taken by the only source of extreme power Murr had access to, the lighthouse. The computer running the AI was the computer you used to talk to Mur in S4. When Mur began the experiment, he created the observation room in S5 to monitor the experiment. The observation room was controlled by another AI, so even if there was a bug, Mur would be able to escape. The room where the experiment was made out of stone and completely bare except for the machine AI had control of the submachine. This room was made so that if the stones were disturbed in any way, it would shut down the lighthouse, which was the machine's source of power. The experiment began. The AI discovered this and created a new source of power Mur called wisdom gems. These wisdom gems were able to harness gravity and convert any other type to any other type of energy. This energy would then be sent directly to the submachine and used to power it, taking away the need of the lighthouse. The machine then began to alter the room so the machine could expand the subnet beyond the room. The stone used to create the room, however, was once part of an ancient temple, so when the submachine took the room over, it took control the temple in S0. S0? As the submachine took control of the lighthouse, was shut off like it was supposed to. But the machine still had the wisdom gems to power it. However, the wisdom gems could only make energy if they were underground, because the gravity was strongest there. Also, they couldn't send power to the submachine if it was above ground, even if the wisdom gem was not. The wisdom gems can't send power to the submachine if it was above ground, even if the wisdom gem was not, because the energy is still tied to the gem. That's why in S2 you had to reactivate the lighthouse to teleport to the loop. Mur was able to escape, however, because the observation room was controlled by another AI. However, the AI in the observation room was weaker, and after Mur escaped, the submachine took over the observation room. Well, I'll tell you what, Jennifer. Here's what I think. I think we've been playing this for quite a long time. Let's see what helps us. Find and point things. Click and use them. Look everywhere. Don't stop. Don't be afraid. Be careful. Stay focused. Nice. I want to go back to the main menu, because I think we've played this quite enough for the night, and I'm getting tired, and this is mentally a little bit taxing. It's a lot of work. Kind of figure out what they're coming at here. So why don't we go ahead? I'm going to bring up the link. We're gonna bring a close to the show. If you want to check those numbers out, you can play this game. Other people can. You guys can play this game for yourself and try your own numbers or whatever. But here you go. All right, there we have Submachine Universe. You can see the link there. That's a shortened version. It'll take you over to itch.io. It has the full Mateuszskutnik.itch.io Submachine. It's easier just to have the bit.ly on this one. But there you go. You can find a link to itch.io through the link. Submachine Universe. So my thoughts on this game. It's very involved mentally. It's a puzzle game, that's for sure. Reminds me a lot of Myst, in a way. Without spoiling too much, but still giving some information about this story, apparently there is this submachine, and it is some kind of expanding artificial intelligence. Let's see what this says here. Yeah. It's this expanding artificial intelligence that has supposedly dominated space-time and maybe even has access to time travel. You are exploring through use of teleporters, different areas, getting all kinds of clues, and reading lore about the submachine and its history, about a character named Mur, who supposedly was one of the first people in recent times, quote-unquote, to explore this sub-universe, the Submachine's universe. It goes into a lot of places. You mix conspiracy theory, computer science, ancient legends, and all kinds of stuff are kind of mishmashed into this game as subject matter. And it then kind of breaks the fourth wall almost, or adds this other element that you're playing a game, but in playing the game, you're actually exploring the universe. Very, very meta / fourth wall kind of ideas. Very big, very grand ideas. Like I said, it reminds me of very much of Myst, almost like a 2D Flash version of Myst. Very interesting game, really well thought out. All kinds of just little bits and pieces here and there, very simplistic design-wise. Really makes you think. Lots of interesting puzzles. Yeah, I would say go ahead and check this out. This game, I guess, has been around. It's been in creation for like 7 years. I think they started in, maybe they're 7 or 10. They've started in like 2010 or 2007. And I guess it's this big project. If you're interested, I happen to know if you look around, and maybe it's itch.io, or maybe you can find the link if you go surfing through the link that they have there. You can find there's more parts. Submachine Universe is kind of an overall, I don't know what, like a separate game, but I guess there's other Submachine, there's a whole series of Submachine games. So, which I imagine are, now those I don't think are free. I think those are all, those you do have to pay for, but you can find them if you really want to experience more of these. But, yeah. Interesting introduction, that's for sure. Submachine Universe. Highly recommend. Check it out. Very cool puzzle game. Very cool. But guys, that's going to do it for tonight. How about you guys? But I'm tired. Good stuff, though. Very cool game. However, before we go, we need to take a look. We need to take a look at the final thing. Let me find it here. Our final deal. I'm going to turn some theme music on. Maybe. There we go. Let's turn a little music on. So, the straw poll. The results of the straw poll. Are you guys ready? So, here we go. Results of the straw poll. What should I play in September? The winner at 38%, Star Wars: The Old Republic. Closely following that was Revelation at 23%, Trove at 15%, Vindictus at 15%, and Terra at 8%. So it looks like we're playing Star Wars: The Old Republic this month. So look forward to that on Sunday around 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and it is almost midnight here. So that gives you an idea of the time. But yeah, Star Wars: The Old Republic will be coming back Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern for that. In addition, make sure to, of course, check out all the other links. I'm going to drop these in on you. There we go. Make sure to follow on Twitter. That'll keep updated on pretty much everything. When I go live, when new videos go up, when new giveaways go up, articles, things on the Etsy shop, everything. All happens on Twitter. That'll keep you posted. You can check out the others as you want. Conceptum, hey, you been sneaking, lurking around? How you doing? Yeah, no problem. I'll hope to see you around, Con. But guys, that's gonna do it. Let me check real quick on Twitch. Nobody on Twitch right now. Nobody on Twitch right now. Looks like everyone's hosting somebody else already, or they're already hosting me. So I'll get around to some more hosts here later on. Right on, guys. But yeah, Star Wars Sunday night. So we'll see you guys then. I thank everybody for coming out tonight, for participating in the polls throughout the last few days. I hope you're all interested in playing or watching Star Wars: The Old Republic. We'll check that out. So thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you guys Sunday.